welcome to Wrestling Days, and welcome to this live stream for the NWA. Obviously, we're not too sure what we're going to be seeing tonight. We know that it's going to be the journey of how the NWA first arrived in China. This is going back to 2018, and it could be very, very interesting. This is the kind of stuff that I absolutely love. This is the kind of stuff that's not in your face, not easy to find. It's the kind of things that only real wrestling fans know about. Casual fans are not going to know about this. This is the first time the NWA has ever gone to China. This is the first time that the 10 pounds of gold is being defended in China. This is from 2018. It's going to give us the whole backstory. And as I said, this is going to be a real good one for fans because this is going to be something that, you know, you're going to have a bit of knowledge about that other people won't know about. And I love being a part of secret clubs. So this is my absolute dream, kind of knowing little insider things that not many other people know about. So I am looking forward to this. And I do think it'll be quite an interesting watch along as well. Obviously, we've really been exploring Nick Aldis's title reign in recent weeks. Obviously, he's had a very interesting title reign. And legit, I didn't even know he'd defended the title in China. So here he is defending against Colt Cabana over in China. And we're going to see the full backstory. I did just have a quick read of the description as well. And apparently, he, and I did know this, he defends the title against James Ellsworth. So he defends the title against James Ellsworth. He's victorious in that, and then apparently it leads to this match against Colt Cabana. Now, what you need to know is that Colt Cabana is a two-time NWA champion. So he is trying to become a third-time champion. So you've got Nick Aldis, who's really trying to establish himself at the top of the NWA. This is very early in his career. You're going back to 2018 here. So Nick Aldis is still trying to establish himself in the NWA. Obviously a great wrestler, but still trying to establish himself as an NWA champion. Taking on a two-time former NWA champion, Colt Cabana, who's now in AEW. One of the biggest names on the indie scene as well. He's worked for loads of different promotions. So this is a big match for Nick Aldis at the time. And as I said, you know, it should be quite interesting. Hello to everyone that's joining us. I hope everyone is well. Roscoe says, isn't this the first time it was defended in China? It is, yes. Jacoby, sorry to hear that news, my friend. Thoughts are absolutely with you. Josh says, can you say breakfast big boy with your voice? Just done it. Ellsworth, I wonder what happened to that guy. I think he's in Grimm's Toy Show now. I think he still is working on the indie scene because I think those allegations against him were proven to not be true. So I think now does like work with Grimm's Toy Show, which, you know, in all fairness, gets decent views on YouTube. And I think he works on the indie scene. Christy Zuber says, Monica is still a little late. Monica's always late. You get used to it. Shout out to you, Nails. Shout out to you, Jason. Shout out to Josh. Shout out to Jake Wrestle News as well. LSW, Rashad. I know that Brandy was around earlier as well. Wrestling Days fan also. SP24SPD. Shout out to you. I got to say as well, brilliant little interview with Josiah over on 10 Pounds a Podcast. You should know by now that 10 Pounds a Podcast run a little show before we start called Stranger, where they talk to different members of the NWA family. And this was great because they were talking about merch, and they were talking about merch ideas and things along those lines. And yeah, it was really interesting. In fact, I haven't even looked to see what new merch NWA have put out today. I don't know if they've put anything out, or maybe if they're going to like do a deal on something, you know, buy this and get this a little cheaper, or, you know, something along those lines. I'm actually not sure what they're doing with merch at the moment. Of course, it's such a difficult time, isn't it? You know, I mean, like, where's new merch gonna come from? There's not really any factories that are, like, making anything other than surgical gowns and masks. And some of those masks have got, like, the Fiend face printed on them and things like this. So it's a very weird time in the world. So, hey, could you imagine if the NWA made their own masks for, like, you know, and again, proceeds go to healthcare. Let me know in the chat. We're on to something here. We're off, guys. We're rocking and rolling. The train is already leaving the station. What NWA themed mask would you want? Could you imagine a Thunder Rosa one that's like a mouth, but this side is like got half the face paint on? How cool was that? Or the bottom part of the question mark mask? How amazing would that be? The bottom part of the question mark mask. That would be really cool. Come on. You guys can come up with some good mask ideas for the NWA. Fire them in the chat. Colt Cabana is a 2-time NWA champion, says John P. He is. I've got to tell you, I'm really intrigued by this because I do not know much about China and wrestling because, to my knowledge, there's not a history there. Japan has got a very proud history with wrestling, but China not so much. Now, I know that Xia Li in NXT has come from China. Was it Tian Bin, who was the first guy to be signed to WWE a few years ago? I think he's been released now. He came from China, but I mean, like, other than that, there's no Chinese wrestlers that I can tell you about. There's no Chinese promotions that I can tell you about other than, what was that promotion that was in AEW? The Oriental Wrestling Federation or Entertainment, OVE? Were they? Oriental? No, OWE. Oriental Wrestling Entertainment or something like this. Shima? You know Shima? Is he Chinese? Or is he might even be Japanese? This is what I'm saying. Legit, I don't know. We are really going into uncharted territory here. Quite literally, because this was the first time the NWA went to Japan. So this is what I'm saying. Like, I don't know what the crowd's going to be like. I don't know what the reaction's going to be like. I don't know anything. I only know that there was 2,000 people there because the NWA told me earlier, like, in a message. Not a DM or anything like that. I just read it. But, so I know there was 2,000 people there. It was in Wenzhou, China. This was April 2018. I can tell you that one of the promotions that's putting this on is Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. So they're one of the promotions putting this, but I don't even know what Chinese promotion is putting this on. I mean, there must be some kind of a Chinese wrestling promotion that's invited them over. I can't imagine that Championship Wrestling from Hollywood one day just went, let's go to China? You know what I mean? I really want the backstory. How does that even happen? Like, could you imagine they're just like, oh, okay, what should we do? Let's go to China. There's got to be more to it than that. And I honestly don't know what that backstory is. So this is what I'm saying. It's going to be very interesting. As we said, 2,000 people in attendance. I can tell you that China has got 1.4 billion people. Like, if they had a promotion similar to WWE, it would be huge. Like 1.4 billion people in China alone. Could you imagine if you're a wrestling company and you get onto mainstream Chinese TV? You're done. That's it. You're just, I mean, literally, they're not going to be able to print the money fast enough. So going to China, I think, is a really good idea. And they maybe should go back and just keep plugging away at China and seeing if they can make some inroads there. So, yeah, this is very, very exciting. Monica King, hello. Days, how are you? I was early. You just didn't see me? Don't believe you. Isn't that weird? John P says Oriental Wrestling Entertainment. Yes, OWE. Do you know what? I need to get my phone and I need to have a look at Shima right now. I know this isn't fun or entertaining, but do you know what it is? It's informative. And I'm going to tell you... No, I don't want the Legends of Chima. What the hell's that? A 2013 cartoon? What? I don't want this. Chima wrestler. Here we go. From China? No. He's from Japan. Ah! He's from Japan. Well, I thought he was from China then. I swear I saw the word China. Dragon Gate. No, not interested. I want to know where's... Right, hang on. Okay, bear with me. Oriental Wrestling Entertainment. Where's that based? Is that Japan? Where's that based? No! That's the thing that's from China. Oriental Wrestling Entertainment, OWE, is a Chinese-based wrestling promotion founded in 2017. There we go. OWE shows normally combine wrestling with musical performances by the C-pop all-girls group SNH48. What is this? Who are SNH48? And why are they a part of OWE? Oh my god, I've got to search that now. SNH48. We need to look at this. Oh my god, this might be SNH48. What a rubbish name. SNH48. Apparently. Oh my god, what have I stumbled across? SNH. Love lasts forever. Yes! What is this absolute dream? This is heartbreaking. This is gonna break my heart. Oh. Apparently this got something to do with wrestling. Do you want to see? Look, I'm going to show you. This is what I'm watching right now. This is all wrestling related, apparently. Heartbreaking. Have they got like a more upbeat number? I want something like... do you know what I mean? Oh, hang on. Here we go. Who is your girl? Big question. They love pianos. That's what I've learned. If you are just joining us, welcome to the NWA. What has this got to do with wrestling? How... Yes! Watcha! Oh, I'm into this. Right, well, I'm all over that. I'm going to be exploring that later. I am all over that. So there we go. Knowledge is power, my friends. Now we know, yes, there is a wrestling promotion in China. And apparently, they put shows on along with some random girl group, yeah, who are amazing. So, there you go. You can take that knowledge forward with you. Monica King says, Days, how are you? I was early. You did not see me. Again, not believing you. Coaster Maniacs says, I was the late one today. There we go. Shout out to you, Coaster Maniacs. It's a day's dance party. Yes, it's what the world needs. What the world needs now is a day's dance party. Some English freaky dancing. You tell me you weren't feeling that. You tell me you was not into that. If anyone wants to know what they're called, they are called, literally an awful name, SNH48. And why are they even called that? I mean, we could look. That's a whole rabbit hole that I'm not going down. If you want to find out why they're called SNH48, feel free to do it. Drop it in the chat. If you want to find some facts about SNH48, how many members are there? When did they start? Why are they connected with wrestling? Do any of them wrestle? Feel free to drop it in the chat. Everyone else, keep that knowledge. I'll be okay. Remember the Mark question? I want a Camille one with a zip and silence is golden written on it. The mask question. Sorry, I read that wrong. A Camille mask with a zip. Oh, what, printed on, and it says silence is golden. That's really cool. Hello everyone, hope everyone is well. Shout out to you, Jim Gore, £10 a podcast. Shout out to you, WWE Inside Access Wrestling. Thanks so much for the help with the YouTube vid. Yeah, no worries, dude. Just a few bits of advice. Happy to check out there. Jerry Smith, shout out to you. Right, guys, 8 minutes till we go over, I think. 7 minutes, actually. And this is going to be very, very similar to last week, where we're going to get the backstory. We're going to get the match as well. So, yeah, very similar to last week. Last week, we had a look at really how the NWA rebirth started, with Tim Storm being the champion, Mr. Corgan coming in, Mr. Aldis challenging for that title, and kind of watching it all starting to pick up momentum. So really interesting last week. This one, whole different story. Now Mr. Aldis is the champ. They're going over to China for the very first time. Do they meet SNH48? We'll never know. We'll never know, right? It's a big question that needs to be asked. Matt, if they're there, I'm going to freak. You know I'm going to freak. Could you imagine if during this, they go, just before our main event, SNH48! Oh. I'll lose my mind. So, yeah, we're going to find out. We're going to learn a little bit about China. We're going to learn a little bit about wrestling. We're going to learn a little bit about the history of the NWA. What is not to like? Coaster Maniac says, this is what I needed after last night's SC War. SC War? What's an SC War? What's an SC War? Let me know. Drop it in the chat. Days, when does NWA start and end? It started, I think it was like 1942. NWA, when's it going to end? That's a big question. I mean, for me, this is going to run forever. Honestly, it's going to run forever. This is wrestling. I mean, honestly, that This Is Wrestling chant was made for the NWA. So it's got a long time left in it, bud. So if Impact starts at 8, I think you're probably going to miss it, because I think NWA is here to stay. I really want to be successful on YouTube. So do I. WWE Inside Access Wrestling. So you helped me out so much. Have you got any other ideas for videos? Yeah, I think you should do a whole series on SNH48. I want to know a video on each member. I want to know some fun facts that I can share with my friends. Maybe a watch along of some of their videos. I would like to know how they got connected with wrestling. I would like to know all of their names. I would like to know their most successful songs. I'd like a video all about various costumes that they wore. I'd just like to know their dreams and ambitions as well. Maybe a whole video on that. So there you go. I mean, look, there's about 20 videos for free. Anna Dawes says, I'm just popping in to say, have a great stream. I'll be back for Thursday's stream. Unluckily, Anna, you know you wanted that Total Divas. You requested it. Days needed to forever like Terry Funk forever, forever, forever. Yes. We met SNF minus 39. Oh, they're nowhere near as good. They're nowhere near as good. They're runners up in C-pop. They're a poor man's SNH48. Are you streaming anything after this? I honestly don't know. I am fully focused right now on this backstory that we're going to be enjoying with the first time that the NWA go to China. And it'll be nice, actually, just seeing a little bit around China. No word of a lie. Just before I started this stream, I was watching Mr. Rotella, of course, for a little bit, £10 podcast. But before that, on TV, here in England, there was a program all about one of our chefs going to Japan. And it was literally like, he's a cool guy, he's a nice guy. And he was literally just going around Japan, trying various different foods and showing you around the country. It was so interesting. I was absolutely loving it. Like, honestly, I was a bit late setting the stream up. I was watching that program instead. So I was watching this chef. Do you know, right? He went to this place. I know this has got nothing to do with wrestling, but hey-ho. If you're coming here for wrestling, then, well, you're off to a loser anyway. But, yeah, he went to this one restaurant that had 3 Michelin stars, right? And they put you in a room. You're on your own. You've got a little table like this. And you know those, like, Japanese sliding doors? Yeah? And then you've got, like, women dressed in komodos or whatever they're called. Kimonos. One's a dragon and one's a dress. You should never get them mixed up. But anyway, she came in and, like, bowed and everything. And then she gave him, like, this little bowl of food of, like, seaweed and stuff. And so he was eating this and he was like, not sure. He had 11 courses on this thing. 11 courses. Started off with, like, seaweed, raw fish. Then the fish got cooked. Then he moved on to meat. And he was, like, halfway through, he was stuffed. Like, weren't big courses, but, like, 11 times she brought, like, different dishes in and everything. And he was saying, like, at first he wasn't sure, but it was incredible towards the end. He never said how much it cost, but 3 Michelin stars, that place. And 2.5 hours it took him to eat that meal. 2.5 hours! So, yeah, fascinating. All that kind of culture, so interesting. They went to Hiroshima as well, obviously, which is where the bomb was dropped in World War II. And they show you what it looks like now. I was loving it, man. I was loving that program. I always like something non-wrestling as like a palate cleanser. Normally I have it after watching wrestling, but I had it as a little starter today. And yeah, really good. I do really enjoy those kind of shows and looking at different cultures and everything. So very interesting. Which is why I'm really intrigued by this. Can't wait for this. Coaster Maniacs says that crazy super chat war with Rusty at the end. Oh, SC super chat got you. Yes, you should not be getting involved in super chat wars, my friend. WWE Inside Access Wrestling. I will make a video on the most successful wrestling channels and the best videos. Okay. Go for it. Go for it, my friend. Rob M says, a perfectly fine day. Wrecked from the start when you accidentally go to put on a Komodo. Yes. You get out the shower like this, and you're like, right, where is my kimono? And then you pick up a Komodo dragon. Ah! Right on the nipple. Ah! I tell you, nothing hurts more than a Komodo dragon bite on the nipple. Take my word for it, my friends. WFS Wrestling says, was the first challenge announced? It was. Days, will you do Impact again? It's not high on my agenda, so I don't think so. Right, we've got the countdown clocks, my friend. Be really great if YouTube could bring in SNH48 to do this music. I am a big fan of this countdown music, but I'm just saying, you know, for a change, mix it up. Right, okay, we are ready to rumble. MLW apparently invited Mike Tyson to fight there. Amazing. I am Chris. It makes me uncomfortable, guys. Who see Thunderbirds? What? Ricky Steamboat. Lou Lang. Is NWA only an hour? I'm not sure. It went over just a whisper over last week. So, yeah, not too sure. Right, we're about to find out, my friends, what this show is all about. I think this might be taken from the 10 Pounds of Gold series. Again, we do talk about this a lot, but if you really do want to explore the history of the NWA, the recent history, that's a great place to start. And it's all on their YouTube channel as well. So, again, I know you know this, and I know that we've spoken about this, but there might be someone new joining us. So, if there is anyone new, welcome, my friends. Well, I'm happy to talk about whatever you want to talk about. But, yes, I am very focused on this presentation from the NWA. Mr. Aldis versus Mr. Cabana. NWA World Title Match, China 2018. Impact buried Ken Shamrock. Whoever asked for Impact, Ethan Page is doing a watch-along tonight. Well, there we go. Mr. Lagana says, we're an hour this week too. There we go. Thank you, Mr. Lagana. Mr. Lagana is very powerful, so everyone please be polite. Days, what girl wrestler would you have in the Funhouse? Is that, I don't know, is that a pickup line, Brandon? What is that about? All girls are welcome round my Funhouse. Right, we're having a look at what they've got on the shop. Special... Oh, there we go, look. You can get the £10 of gold and a pin badge for a special price. So, again, we were literally just talking about... signed by Mr. Corgan. I did see this on their Twitter page earlier. I think that might be on their eBay store. You asked for it. Now it's here. Superpower. I did hear that they're going to give us a date on this. Superpower is coming. But when? When? Come on, baby. There's Camille in that great match. Might be a few. Is there some clips here we might not have seen? I don't think we've seen some of these clips before. Thunder Rosa. Strictly Business. Superpower. May 12th! That's my birthday? No way! Legit? Straight up, that's my birthday? How did they do that? That's incredible. Legit, not even joking. If you go on to famous birthdays, type in my name, you'll see. Not that I'm famous. In fact, they have asked me to tell them the year, and I won't do it. I need to put these on. Oh, there's Ellsworth. Got Ellsworth as a figure. The King's Lynn Cloverleaf. I do love that. So funny. The King's Lynn Cloverleaf. Alright, here we go. Right, here we go. That's my birthday as well. Amazing. Days, when is your birthday? May 12th? Legit, honestly, May 12th is my birthday. I could tell you any date, couldn't I? But it is May 12th, and I have said that in previous watch-alongs. In fact, I have said it on the Wrestling Escape pod as well. How crazy is that? Of all the dates for Superpower to return. Oh, here we go, Colt Cabana. So, Mr. Aldis had just got past James Ellsworth. Boom, boom, Colt Cabana. Here we go, Colt Cabana. Oh, Mr. Aldis is not happy here. I was at the Ellsworth match. Amazing. So, hang on, £10 of podcast. Have you been to Championship Wrestling in Hollywood? Have you actually been there? Days, have you got a replica NWA belt? I do not. I do not. It was James Sani is on tonight to talk about it. Shout out to you, James Chadwick. Imtiaz, shout out to you. Thank you. Josh says, when is your birthday? May 12th, when Superpower drops. I can't believe it. I like that. Colt Cabana says, I'm not some principal in a high school. I am a professional wrestler. Little dig at Tim Storm. This is going to be quite interesting because Colt Cabana has achieved a lot. As we said, former 2-time NWA champion. There you go. He says, like many, I was a kid with a dream. I do need to watch some of this championship wrestling from Hollywood. I know we've spoken about it before. I still don't know where it is. I think someone said it's on Fight. So, did Colt beat Jack Stein? Was that Jack Stein? Looks like he did. He says there was a lot of corruption and a lot of politics in the NWA at the time. Whoa, look at this. Warzone wrestling. Warzone wrestling. With like a steel cage. We've never... Oh, do you think the NWA will give us a steel cage match one day? How cool would that be? An NWA steel cage match. If you could book an NWA steel cage match, who would it be between? Let me know. Put it in the chat now. Who would you book that match between? You'd want... I feel like Trevor Murdoch inside of a cage would be terrifying. Trevor Murdoch, and who else would be terrifying in a cage? I suppose Nick Aldis would be terrifying in a cage. Let me know. Let me know. Who would you book? Days, you can get an NWA replica on Amazon for $190. I might wait until NWA sell it themselves. If someone's going to get my money, I would rather the NWA was getting it. My home away from home is not my home. Sounds like a folk song, doesn't it? CZW. It's so cool to see that belt being defended on lots of different shows. Question mark versus Nick Aldis. Steel cage MSG. The only downside with question mark being in a steel cage is that he's a little bit of a comedy character. And also, if he does get blood, you're not going to see it because it's under a mask. And it's a black mask. If it was like a white mask and the blood could like maybe seep through or something, that would be cool. But I do kind of feel like if NWA are going to do a cage match, there might be some colour, you know? Because we saw colour in Aldis against Marty at the Crockett Cup in 2019. So if they were going to do a cage match, I'd imagine, you know, it's going to be an old school kind of cage match. And those old school cage matches were brutal. Thunder Rosa versus Days. I'll pass. Rosa versus Camille. That could be cool. I just want the match, in all fairness. I don't care if it's in a cage or where. But a cage sounds good. Okay, so Colt says he's going to be the one that strips Nick Aldis of this title. The Aldis Crusade. ODB. Colt Cabana and ODB. Did he just bump into them in the street? I don't understand. Is there just like wrestlers? Where's this Wrestletown? Where there's just wrestlers wandering around the streets? Oh, look at this. They've landed on the underground. Welcome, NWA. Oh, this is the content I live for. Look at this. Look at this. Look at these images. We've got... Ah, this is cool. See, what are the I'm trying to see what the promotion is that they're in conjunction with. Because there's got to be some kind of Chinese promotion that they're working with here. The Ballad of Colt Cabana. When's Who China. This is good stuff, man. This is good stuff. Colt Cabana backstage. There's even a woman with like a... Is this like fight number 5 or something? It looks like she's calling out the rounds. She's like a ring girl. Oh, they're in Louisiana there. If you are just joining us, you can actually watch this on the NWA YouTube channel. Oh, well done as well to the NWA for reaching 200,000 subscribers. What a brilliant achievement. So, yeah, absolutely awesome. Great to see NWA continuing to grow, even with these challenging circumstances. Days, it was the best modern NWA champion scrap iron Adam Pearce that Colt beat. Okay, cool. Thank you for the knowledge, my friend. I got you a couple of NWA gifts. Love NWA gifts. Shout out to you, Miss Clown 1. Where's cheeseburgers? What? What does that even mean? Camille versus Days. Aldis versus Cody. Could you imagine that? Nick Aldis versus Cody, right? Do you know what? I was thinking? I was thinking the other day. Cody lost a match in AEW that now prevents him from going after the AEW championship. He can't go after it anymore. I'm sure that'll change. But he can't go after that anymore. So if he wants to be a world champion, he's going to have to go after a different world championship. Yeah, put 2 and 2 together, everyone. Could you imagine the £10 of gold being defended on AEW, on network television? They've had it in AEW before. There's got to be a great relationship there. Where are we? The Wrestling Road Diaries. Colt Cabana, I should imagine, is someone that Adam Rotella really respects. Because talk about documenting your journey. I don't know that there's a wrestler that's documented their journey better than Colt Cabana. I mean, he does podcasts all over the world. And there's so much footage that he captures as well. But that makes for, making brilliant shows like this. Let's get back to the chat. Cody does good business. I like Mr. Rhodes. He does very good business. Is NWA Power back next week? Yes, it is next week, actually. Wow, yes, it is next week. Next Tuesday. Oh my god, yes, next week! Oh, I didn't even realise. I don't even know what the date is anymore. I haven't got a clue. Every day is basically the same. So, yes, next Tuesday, Power returns. Superpower. Tell your friends. Get them to tell their friends. Everyone's locked indoors right now, so that news will spread like wildfire. Share that message. Next Tuesday. Huge. Cody is not going to get the AEW title. MJF will win it. Well, he lost the match. That means he can't compete for it. Now, I know they can go back on it, and I'm sure they will at some point. But I'm just saying, there is a way for him to be a world champion still. Look at that Colt Cabana shirt that a guy got in Australia. Oh, that's good. Nick Aldis saying, if I'm being honest, I don't think you've ever reached your full potential. Oh, look at that. A Colt Cabana plush toy. Mr. Rotella, did you see that? Still waiting for my Adam Rotella plush toy with a moustache and a bell. Ding. Nick Aldis says he is the man. Look at this. Look at these wrestlers just out in the street. How crazy is this? Ricky Morton just in the street. Days You Rock Thank you very much, Tribe. Really appreciate the support, dude. Hey, Days, how you doing? What do you think of my new glass cabinet? I think it looks really cool. Yeah, it was great. The picture looked awesome. AEW has put face masks on their shop as well. I did not know that. Very interesting. I didn't know that. Hello, Swamp Manor. Hope you are well. Daisy, you ready for Money in the Bank? I was born ready. Yeah, he says, not only am I my own boss, I'm my own promoter. It's very interesting. I mean, it's so great that he's got all of this documented. There we go. He says, I'm in the prime of my career. It is true, isn't it? I mean, if you're a wrestler, you've really got to think about that stuff, you know. How hard must this be for people to, you know, to go through this lockdown? If you're in the prime, or even if you're, like, coming towards the end of your career right now, you're being robbed of, like, months of you being able to work and of you being able to earn money. It's kind of like all those Olympians. Think about all those that were getting ready for the Olympics. And like the amount of work. I mean, you dedicate 4 years of your life just building, working to a regime, just building towards the Olympics. And then, gone, postponed, next year. Heartbreak. That must be a tough pill to swallow. There must be someone, more than one person, quite a few people, that would have been at the Olympics this summer that won't be able to be there next year. That's rough, innit? That's rough. So we're just seeing Colt backstage. You're going to need to have every bit of luck on that night to even get close. Okay, here we go. Now we're going over to China. We've left Wrestletown. What is that promotion? There was some graphic on the side of the ring. Okay. Nick Aldis says this year will be the craziest year in the business. Wow. Someone needs to tell 2018, Nick, what goes down in 2020. How cool, man. Oh, look at, is that the airport? Look at the airport. I'm impressed by the airport. On the underground. What if they see each other at the airport and they just start brawling? It's a long way to go for a fight, isn't it? Days, is the Murder Hornet in the UK? I don't believe so, no. We're booking Murder Hornets versus Killer Bees for 2020. Such a good tag team name. How did no one take that as a tag team name before Nature stole it? How did Nature get that first before wrestling? The Murder Hornets is the most tag team wrestling name I've ever heard in my life. And yet Nature got there first. Unbelievable. This is what happens when you take your eye off the ball. Drones? Cars that have got stickers on. Apparently 2,000 people in attendance for this show. Some nice piano work. Is that SNH48? I hope so. Oh my god. I'm excited for Money in the Bank. The only thing I'm scared about is because both matches are on at the same time. I'm scared that Nia wins both. Yeah. I am worried that a woman will get the men's. Not that I'm against a woman winning the men's. I haven't got an issue with that. It's not the story I want right now. Like, I'm really into the idea of Aleister Black having it, or, you know, AJ Styles getting some redemption, or I'd rather that than Nia Jax get. If Nia Jax gets it, it's a disaster. Okay, we're just going down, having a look around. We can see some parks. Some shops. Oh, hello. What's she handing out? What's that? Some kind of orange drink, is it? Iced tea. I'm going to say iced tea. That's my guess. There they are, arriving at the hotel. No idea what that says. Something to do with Land Rovers. I'm seeing a lot of adverts for Land Rovers. No, Land Rover again! Was it Land Rover that brought them over? Or something? I mean, not literally, it was an aeroplane, but I mean, did they sponsor it? Starbucks. Fun fact, I've never had a caramel macchiato. I don't even know what's in it apart from caramel. And maybe some macchiatos? I don't know. Lovely hotel. I just don't know the history of wrestling in China. Daisy, have you seen the AEW face masks? I haven't, no. My third donut review is up. Amazing. I will try and check it out. Daisy, do you remember Trevor Murdoch? Absolutely. Trevor Murdoch was really getting some momentum before all of this shut down. He was having some great matches in the NWA and really picking up some fan support. So, yeah, big fan of Trevor Murdoch. Loved what he was doing. I've tried it, Days, and it's not that great, to be honest. What is it, Imtiaz? What have you tried? Iced tea? Land Rovers? Going to China? I don't know. What have you tried? Coffee, says Human Detox. It didn't look like coffee. I'm not saying... I wasn't getting a coffee vibe. Days, I always look forward to the streams. They are the best and they make me smile. Shout out to you, Diz Salah 11. Thank you so much for joining us. Colt Cabana says he's been representing professional wrestling for a long time. I think he's getting a little bit frustrated at seeing all the Nick Aldis signs everywhere. So Colt Cabana says he's all right with just being known in Chicago. Nick Aldis wants to crack China. Fair play. That's the kind of mentality you've got to have, isn't it? If you don't go for it, someone else will. We're just having a look inside the venue. Again, this is what I'm saying. What does a wrestling venue in China look like? I don't know. Yeah, Colt's like... He says he doesn't know where the crowd support's going to be. Colt's talking about how he's going to have to really think about getting the crowd involved as much as winning the title. Show day. Here we go. Oh, Starbucks sucks. Okay, that makes more sense now. Creamy coffee. I've no. I hate iced tea. It just doesn't sit well. I've never been into it, to be honest. Okay, we're backstage. This is all built, like, again, you know, they're giving you the backstory. You've seen them in China. You're seeing them, like, setting up the ring. And it's really interesting because, you know, what is wrestling in China like? Nick Aldis says, loves it. Great venue. Looks like a hard ring. It's got the ring posts, the turnbuckle pads goes all the way down, so it's not like individual ones. It's not like in the NWA. It's more Japanese style. How great does that look? They've got like they've got a structure for the lights. The lights aren't suspended from the ceiling. You've got like 4 pillars, but they've put lights in the pillars as well. Flat entranceway. and women that are bringing them down. It does look, yeah, the production value on it looks really high. And as you can see, that looks like a really hard ring. That looks like one of the old Japanese women rings that like Bull Nakano used to wrestle in. All Japan women's wrestling. At this point in time, I can't imagine WWE would book a woman to challenge for a man's title. They have so many steps forward with the women's division these past 3 years. Oh, who's she? There's some kind of female DJ. Look, they love putting music and wrestling together. Heather Monroe. Dramatic. This is dramatic. Bum, 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 bum. Green tea. Green tea. Caramel macchiato sucks. Well, you can tell Mr. Aldis that. Right, Colt Cabana. I think we are getting towards match time here. First, NWA World's title defense in China. If you missed the news earlier as well, we have got Powerrr coming back next week. Powerrr returns next week. Lots of excitement around that. I had no idea. Right, this might be it. This might be it. We've got Joe Galli. And they've got Land Rover behind them. So this is Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, but again, I don't know who it's in conjunction with. Here we go. Look at the graphics. Look at the graphics. It's like some kind of like Monday Night Football. This is the kind of thing, do you know what? This is the kind of thing that really builds legacies. To say that you was the first person to do something is a massive thing, as long as it's a positive thing. Do you know what I mean? You don't want to be the first person to lose a match in 5 seconds. But the first person to defend the title in China, that's legacy stuff. That's like, this is important. Do you know what I mean? Anyone can have a match, but there's only a few people that can have the first match in China for the NWA Championship, so brilliant. They should try and find where the NWA hasn't been and just keep going there so they can keep having first matches. First NWA title defense in the Sahara Desert. Imagine that. Imagine that. Here we go. Colt Cabana has made his way down to the ring. He's got quite a somber looking robe. Black and grey. I always envisage Colt Cabana with much more colour than black and grey. Wonder what made him go for that. Here comes Mr. Aldis. No Camille. Wonder why Camille's not there. Perhaps she didn't fancy it. Which is weird because she's got a lot in common with China. That's a wrestling joke. I say joke. The national treasure. I wonder why he doesn't refer to himself as the international treasure now. This was pre-Camille. That explains it. Days sending shots to Ben Askren. Sean says this truly was history in the making. This was way before Camille joined. When did she join? Oh, did she? When did she join? End of 2018, was it? I definitely feel that she's missing. Even though she hadn't joined. I still miss her. Boom, boom, Colt Cabana. HollywoodWrestling.com. I mean, look, no offense to this guy, but he's no Howard Finkel. Trying to hear the responses. Good response for Nick Aldis. Right, here we go then, guys. We've been building towards this match. And now here we are, Colt Cabana versus Nick Aldis for the first title defense. This, just imagine. Imagine if you could find the first wrestling match or the first NWA wrestling match in America. First wrestling match for the NWA in England. First wrestling match in Canada. Well, you're watching right now the first NWA title defense in China. That's what this is. Fun fact, 1.4 billion people in China. So here we go. As we said, this is what legacies are built with. £10 of gold at ringside. Love that Joe Galley is still on call. I'm sorry, Days, but you should put yourself in timeout for that terrible joke. Right, here we go then, friends. We are underway. I can tell you there's over 500 people watching this on the NWA channel right now. So if you're not one of them, get over there. Should we do a like spike? It's about time, isn't it? We are 36 minutes in. Hit like if you love I'm trying to think of something Chinese. I can't think of anything Chinese. I literally know nothing about China. I'll just put if you love this. I've failed. That's me. This is me failing. Boom. Oh, do you know what? 152. 152 is what it's on. 152. I've got until it leaves the screen. We are in the early stages of the match as well. So, referee separating them apart. It's a massive like spike. It's gone up by 1. In all fairness. Oh, no, there we go. It's gone up by 4. Amazing. Influential. Colt Cabana working on the arm of Nick Aldis. God, this guy's gone up by 6. I'll take that all day long. Oh, look at this. It's gone up by 7. Boom. Fireman's carry by Nick Aldis. Colt Cabana is down looking to get head scissors, but couldn't apply it. Guys, this has gone up by 9. Like freaking Spike, baby. It's gone up by 12. It's gone up by 12. Boom. Boom, boom. Wrestling days. That's what they call me. Boom, boom. Wrestling days. Oh, hello, look at this. Nick Aldis in the corner, a little bit of tranquilo. Very relaxed start here. Jim Gore says, I'm watching both the NWA and this stream at the same time. Kung Fu. Oh, yeah, Kung Fu. I could have gone with Kung Fu. Oh, yeah, I should have done that. Hit like if you love Kung Fu. Hello, we're going to a break. Oh, no, we're back. Right, we're on the outside now. We are underway with this as Nick Aldis is slammed face first into the edge of the ring. Colt Cabana is pointing out, just taking a little bit of time to kind of bring the crowd in. It's quite interesting because the crowd aren't that close. I'm not seeing like front rows or anything like this. There's no green shirt guys. Could you imagine if he was there? There's no orange Santas. Could you imagine if he was there? What if they had their own Chinese orange Santa? That would be the greatest thing to ever happen to wrestling. What if they had their own Chinese Joe Galley? Oh, that would be the best thing to happen to wrestling. A Chinese Joe Galley? Oh, that's what I dream of. Right, here we go. Nick Aldis stomping away on Colt Cabana. The government was sitting across from the hard cam. How about that information? Thank you, Mr. Lagana. The freaking government? Talk about pressure. Could you imagine wrestling in front of the Chinese government? Wow. That's amazing. Wow, there's quite a distance as well, you know, from the ring to like where the front row is. Suplex on the entrance ramp. On the exposed, it doesn't look like there's any padding on. That looks hard, actually. That looks really hard. I love the mats that they've put down around the ringside area. That they've just kind of gone, that'll do. That'll do. They're not, do you know what I mean? It's not like taped down, like, or, in all fairness, there's no mats at the Powerrr studio, so they should be thankful. It's good preparation for Powerrr. Big fist to the face by Colt Cabana. In all fairness, there is a few more mats around that side. I love learning new facts. Oh, I love when Days learns new facts. Dude, is that not the best fact that you've ever learned? This is the first time the NWA were there and the government were, like, sitting at ringside watching what was going on. Amazing. Here we go, look. Nick Aldis going for a kick. Oh, big right hand. Nick Aldis goes back against the ropes. Colt Cabana going over. Big chop by Colt Cabana, and Nick Aldis certainly felt that. Nick Aldis backed into the other corner as another chop comes in. There's people with cameras at ringside. Quite a few camera people getting pictures and capturing this. Oh, another chop. Brutal. Working on the arm. Lovely work. Going for a pin. Feels a bit soon. Just gets a 1. Headlock. So they've already been fighting out the ring. They've been brawling on the entrance ramp. They've brought it back into the ring now. Nick Aldis says, I liked the ramp because it went all the way to ringside area, which looks cool, but still leaves the ringside area clear for action. Oh, so good. Isn't that interesting? I mean, it is true, the ramp, it's not like WCW where it goes all the way. You've seen it actually on AEW where the ramp goes all the way to the ring. But what Nick Aldis is saying there is this one, like, you get the entrance, but then there's a few steps down, and then you've got, like, all the ringside area is still free to play around with. Knowledge is power, friends. Knowledge is power. Days NXT looks stacked tomorrow. It does. Nick Aldis just put in the NWA chat, the ring was hard as a rock. It looks it. It looks it. Those Japanese rings can be absolutely rock solid. As I said, I've seen a lot of women's Japanese wrestling, which is just brutal. They have cage matches where they're like jumping off the top, and when they land, there's no give in the rings whatsoever. There's no bounce. There's no padding. Like, I don't. It's as if it's like varnished. It's like wood, and then they varnish it. It's like it shimmers. Maybe that's where the name Shimmer came from, because the ring shimmers. I don't know. But yeah, I totally believe that this ring is going to be rock solid. Yeah, good, nice work by the commentators, just really putting over the fact that this pace is the pace that the champion prefers. This methodical pace, you know, really dissecting. Here we go, Cabana setting up for a suplex, but gets reversed. Aldis. I don't know why as well, but they've got these hanging banners that's got like flames on. Seems really weird. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know why they would go for that. It's cool. Don't get me wrong. It's cool. I'm not saying it's not cool. But not something I've seen before. Different, let's put it that way. I'm rooting for your factions. Yes, the faction war is well underway. Wasn't Nick Aldis Magnus? Yes, Kato, yes. You can actually get some Nick Aldis action figures if you get, like, the Impact ones. I would love some NWA action. I'd be all over them. Oh, knee to the midsection. Kitchen sink knee. Right, here we go. Nick Aldis out of the ring. Again, over 500 people watching this right now live if you go over to the NWA YouTube channel. The richest prize in the game on the line. Big right hand by Colt Cabana. I think there's like a hanging microphone as well. I'm sure I just saw like this microphone just dangling. I think it's probably picking up the audio from in the ring. Is that a microphone? They've also got a fire exit sign written in English. Fun fact. Big strikes coming in by Nick Aldis. So, Nick Aldis... Oh, is that open palm? Hadouken! Open palm strike by Colt Cabana. Up top, Colt Cabana looking for a superplex. He's got Nick Aldis in position. He's trying to get the crowd involved. Here we go. Yes! Hits it. Man. Moody on that ring as well. Moody. Right, we're back. The fire is still roaring away on the banners above. Nick Aldis in the chat says that hurt a lot. I can believe it. Here we go. Colt Cabana, middle rope. Go. No. Oh, nice. Jumps down. Nick Aldis moved, but he still gets splashed. I just imagine this is the kind of match where the refs don't want too many counts because it hurts their hands. That's how hard the ring probably is, you know. The ref by the end's like, whew. Here we go. Nice. Manages to flip over Nick Aldis. Aldis, just a 2 count. Gets out of it. Up onto his feet, runs over. Big back elbow. Big strikes by Colt Cabana. Here we go. Running over into the corner. Colt Cabana stepping to the side. Don't forget, the NWA title is on the line here. Nick Aldis says, I was so winded from that superplex, it took me a good 2 minutes to get my breath. Yeah, I can believe it. Fall away slam from the bottom rope. Ugh. Fall away slam from the bottom rope. Here we go, going for the pin. Ooh. Imagine a DDT on that ring. Oh, crazy. Oh, hello, Brandy. Hey, guys, don't forget to let me or the insiders know what gimmick you are interested in hearing about, and also ask as many questions as you like. I love it. Shout out to Brandy Smith, who's doing a whole new segment called The Hot Tag on our little community podcast. So shout out to Brandy. I would love for us to explore some NWA history at some point, if that's possible. Can I put my 2 cents in for that, Brandy? Oh, headbutt by Colt Cabana. There we go, guys. Let Brandy know, what is your favourite gimmick in wrestling? I think Question Mark's got a fun one at the moment. Obviously, The Fiend and The Undertaker. Ooh, Colt Cabana gets slammed down. Nick Aldis up top. Drops the elbow. Elbow connects. 2. Oh, just a 2. This has got to be taking so much out of both of them to be like landing onto that hard ring. Here we go. Nick Aldis calling for the beginning of the end. Big strike coming in by Colt Cabana. I was hoping we was going to see the King's Lynn Cloverleaf then. Here we go. Scoops up. Colt round the back goes Aldis. Gets taken down. The belly goat's curse. It's very... Oh, look at that. Headbutting him as well. Aldis getting to the ropes. William Hensey, I'm still here. I'm driving and listening. I'm almost home. How did you send this if you're driving? Shout out to you, William Hensey. Thank you for the support, my friend. Brandy says, anything for you, Days. Shout out to you, Brandy. Amazing that so many of you can join us. If you have just joined us, we do have Super Power next week. Power returns next Tuesday. So very, very exciting news. Right now, we've just been learning a little bit about the backstory as to how the NWA got into China for this first match. And we've just been... It's been going for a little while now, this first match. Good 15, 20 minutes. We're well into this match. Figure 4 in the middle of the ring right now. Ethan, shout out to you, my friend. Yeah, Colt Cabana is nowhere near the ropes right now. He is in trouble. 2. Ooh. It's got NWA in the corner, in the one corner. Championship Wrestling from Hollywood in the other. I can't see what the motif or logo in the middle of the ring is. Here we go, look, turning over, spinning round, going over to the edge, and they're going to spill to the outside. Nick Aldis, but in fact, both are holding onto the ropes. Here we go. Nick Aldis grabbing onto Colt Cabana. Oh. Colt drops down. Nick Aldis gets hung out on that top rope. He's down in the middle of the ring as Colt Cabana is climbing up. Yeah, going up to the penthouse, says Joe Galley. Goes for a splash, but Nick Aldis gets the knees up. Colt Cabana definitely feeling that. Nick Aldis going over. Strike to the midsection of Colt Cabana. Another strike to the midsection. Picks up Colt. Hurls him into the corner. Nick Aldis says it was very hurried in the building, and I was basically... humid in the building, and I was basically sweating from the minute we got there. Yeah, and that's something you don't take into account. Never think about humidity. But apparently very humid. Here we go. It doesn't help having a fire above him either, does it? Here we go, Colt Cabana with a moonsault. Oh, big move. Big move. Moonsault connects. 1, 2. Reversed by Aldis. 2. Oh, Aldis stole it. He did. He got it. He got the 3. Oh, no. Just moments after he got hit with that moonsault. Crowd popped on the moonsault. I mean, it was beautifully done. Boom. Yeah, Colt Cabana just couldn't capitalize straight away. It has to go back over, and it just allows Nick Aldis to roll him over, and Colt was trapped. His arm was trapped under the leg, and yeah, he was not kicking out of that. Nick Aldis says you've got to know how to close. Interesting. They don't have cold water there. No ice. Nick Aldis is just saying a few words. Tonight we are both champions. Nick Aldis puts his hand out, shakes the hand of Boom Boom Colt Cabana. Great. And the ring fills up with the different superstars that were there, the different wrestlers that were there. Seems like the Chinese, I mean, apparently 2,000 people in attendance. And I can't imagine that they, well, I don't know. I don't want to say they don't watch that much wrestling because I don't know. I don't know what wrestling's like in China. Nick Aldis says, I was so exhausted I could barely speak. There we go. How great. Superpower. You asked for it. It's coming. Aron Stevens, ? Rock and Roll Express. Well, I don't know how they're going to present it or what we're going to be building towards. Because obviously we don't know what's happening with the Crockett Cup, and it's going to be a very, very interesting show. Tuesday, May 12th, 6:05, NWA YouTube channel. This one-of-a-kind item available now, a signed Billy Corgan NWA cap. Also available at the shop, the Girl Power t-shirt, the NWA Power shirt, Wildcard shirt, signed items, signed turnbuckle pads, special combo deal, £10 of gold, and the NWA Power pin. Amazing. How excited are you for next week? How excited are you for next week? That was good, man. Really enjoyed it. Really good. Good stuff. But the headlines are going to be next week, aren't they? Everyone's going to be buzzing about next week. Make sure that you go onto Twitter and that you are shouting. Literally put it in caps. Shout about the fact that Power returns next week. Because this look back, going back to the old pay-per-views, having a look at how the Rebirth started, having a look at the first time they went to China, going back to the 1970s. Like, it's been good stuff. It's been really interesting. We've had some really fun streams. And you know that I love these streams. You know this is my favourite stream of the week. So, man, it's been enjoyable. But there is nothing that can get close to a brand new episode of Power. And not just any Power. Superpower. Superpower returns. Oh, well, not even returns. Like, I think we've had one superpower before. Normally you get a superpower when it's like the go home towards like a pay-per-view. So, yeah, this is a big deal. This isn't just Power. This isn't just new content. This is superpower. This is going to have some big stuff on it. So, get excited. Get excited. James Chadwick says, it's amazing that the NWA can give us content like that. I agree. Sean Flagstaff says, I just managed to get caught up. Amazing. Power returns next week. It does. Power returns next week. And a lot to be excited about. So, there we go. Obviously, good friends, £10 podcast, they will be starting very soon with their post-show, so I definitely don't want to be getting in the way of those guys. But fun little show, something a little bit different, but the headlines are next week. the headlines are that Powerrr is back next week. And as I said, make sure that you tell people, make sure that you're tweeting out about it, because, man, we need people to know that it's back. We need people to know that the NWA is up and running again, because that is going to be a big, big show, a big, big stream, and can't wait. Absolutely can't wait. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for joining us. Really do appreciate the support. Thank you to the NWA, and of course, Mr. Lagana, who's joined us throughout the stream as well. Brilliant to get that insight and just kind of understand a little bit more. You know, getting a few extra things, a few little extra crumbs of information, which really appreciate. So thank you very much, sir. Shout out to you. And as I said, our good friends over at £10 Podcast should be starting their own little post show very, very soon. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for watching. You know I appreciate the support. Hope you enjoyed the stream. We are back tomorrow for NXT and AEW. But it's all about next week and the return of Powerrr. Awesome, guys. Bye for now.